On this day in history, May 11th, 973, in the first coronation ceremony ever held for an English monarch, Edgar the Peaceful is crowned King of England, having ruled since 959. His wife, Ælfthryth, is crowned Queen, the first recorded coronation for a Queen of England. Included in the following is an excerpt from the 1944 edition of the Encyclopaedia Britannica going over the history of Edgar. Edgar, or Edgar, King of the English, from 944 to 975, was the younger son of Edmund the Magnificent and Ælfthryth. As early as 955, he signed a charter of his uncle Ælfthryth, and in 957 the Mercian nobles, discontented with the rule of his elder brother, Ælfthryth, made him King of England north of the Thames. On the death of his brother in October 959, Edgar became King of a unified England. Immediately on his ascension to the throne of Mercia, Edgar recalled St. Dunstan from exile and made him first Bishop of Worcester, and then of London. In 961, Dunstan was translated to Canterbury, and throughout Edgar's reign he was his chief adviser, and to him must be attributed much of the peace and prosperity of this time. The reign of Edgar was somewhat uneventful, but two things stand out clearly: his ecclesiastical policy and his imperial position in Britain. Edgar and Dunstan were alike determined to reform the great monastic houses, to restore them to their true owners, and to remove them from the tax discipline of the secular priests, or canonici. The priests of the old and new monasteries at Winchester, Chertsey, and Milton Abbas were replaced by monks, and the old rule of St. Benedict was strictly enforced. The coronation of Edgar, delayed for some unexplained reason till 973, took place with much ceremony at Bath, and was followed shortly after by submission of 8 kings, including the kings of Scotland and Strathclyde, to Edgar at Chester. In 967, an outbreak against Edgar in Northumbria was put down by Thored, the son of Gunnar, steward of the king's household. Edgar's death took place in the year 975, and he was buried at Glastonbury. By his vigorous rule and his statesmanlike policy, Edgar won the approval of his people. The only fault ascribed to him is a too great love for foreigners and for foreign customs. Edgar strengthened the hands of the provincial administration and allowed the northern Danes a certain degree of self-government. Edgar is said to have formed an irregular union in 961 with Ælfthryth, an inmate of the convent of Wilton, who bore him a daughter, Ælfthryth, but refused to marry him. He married Ælfthryth, the White Duck, daughter of Earl Ordmer, who bore him a son, known as Edward the Martyr. Finally, he was united, 964, to Ælfthryth, daughter of Earl Ordgar, who became the mother of Ætheling Edmund, died 971, and of Æthelred the Unready.